Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Let's Play Romance of the Three Kingdoms 12. I'm the Mysterious JG. This is the first video I've recorded since getting going on my CPA prep stuff. I really shouldn't be recording. I should be asleep. But it turns out that when you start studying for the CPA exam, you don't get to have time for hobbies and stuff. I should have started recording. I got in my head that I needed to record some videos now. I'm gonna have to stop making them public one a day. Years down the road, no one will care about this, just because years down the road, so many people should be watching stuff. But yeah, I gotta stop making the public one a day. I can't keep up. But rather than getting to work on recording videos on the evening that I'd set aside not to do any kind of homework or stuff, just to have fun, I somehow got on one of those YouTube kicks. I started out watching WWE Hall of Fame induction speeches. And somehow my YouTube recommended I got steered towards Charles Nelson Riley. I spent the last, God, it must be 90 minutes plus just watching clips from Match Game. I don't know what the hell happened. I almost started watching an episode of Lidsville and I was like, no! Stop! You were supposed to record videos. This is no time for... Okay, so I'm also a little, as you may have noticed, just a little slap happy right now. But no, I've got to get a video recorded, so let's get a video recorded. And didn't take, of course, any time to familiarize myself with what the hell's going on before I got going. But I do know that our we have a truce with Liu Biao Corporation because I couldn't get an alliance going with them. And our alliance with the Yuan Shao Corporation has ended. Somebody has pointed out that possibly the like scores are inverted, and the higher the score is, the less they like you. Because as we traded with Liu Zhang, he started liking us less and less. But that just doesn't make sense, because our like with Liu Biao went up slightly when we got a truce going with him, which makes sense to me. The guys that we really shouldn't have much of a relationship with it all are all set to the default 50. But Ma Tang, who we've almost wiped out at this point after he attacked us first. But he has a like of 0, which makes sense. Liu Zhang really doesn't like us. And honestly, I'm blanking on your name, dude. I can remember your profile picture of the handsome, dashing young YouTube user, but I'm blanking on what your actual YouTube name is. But one of my users, one of my viewers, subscribers, whatever you want to say, facetiously suggested, although this actually makes a lot of sense, not necessarily in gameplay terms, that you know, following the rules of formalistic ancient Chinese society, that you were meant to reject Liu Zhang's offer and to counter, you know, the over-generous offers and counter with something less generous, or more even, you know, between the two parties. And when you accepted his first offer and he was forced to honor it, even though he never intended it as a serious offer, that he grew to hate me for it. I don't think that's what's going on, but there is a logic to that. I will give you that. But anyway, the Yuan Shao Corporation obviously is who we're worried about now. They, we have them outnumbered, but we have them outnumbered about 4-3, which is not a huge advantage. They've got more food than us, which means that they will be able to make maximum use out of their numbers, whereas I am going to have to, you know, be very careful with how often I go into battle. And I mean, really, the big thing here is that because of the way this map, you know, the way that we're arranged, I am Yuan Shao's only opposition. Or rather, he's going to have to go through me before he comes into conflict with any of the other rulers. But potentially, although I've got a short truce going with Liu Biao, Sun Tzu could decide to try to make a move. That would probably be foolhardy because he's got guys waiting to attack him. He's got an alliance going with this neighbor here, so actually Liu Biao is the one who's most likely to be a threat to him. But I've got Sun Tzu, what's his name here? Lian Yi, or Liu Yao. Yeah, Liu Yao, I guess? I don't really care about this guy. He doesn't have the caliber of officers necessary to, I don't think he has siege weapons. No, he does not have siege weapons. And he doesn't have the caliber of officers. Yuan Shao is actually working for him, or is he just moved here after he escaped from prison? Zhu Geijin, who should really have gone to work for Sun Tzu by now, but I guess that's not going to happen to the city-state. Oh no, he's a POW. Ah, he was working for Sun Tzu, and he must have gotten captured during a failed attack. Taishi Ci, of course, is the main officer here who actually has excellent stats. He's not the best political officer in the world, but obviously with a leadership score of 96 and a war score of 94, he's meant to be a general. And, you know, if we get the opportunity, I think that we should go meet Taishi Ci. So no, it's not quite accurate to say that he has no good officers, but he's got one good officer. And I think, who have I left behind to oppose? If they do attack, well, I don't have my bestest officers here, obviously, because they're going to be up there waiting to take on Yuan Shao. But I've got a couple of guys who are decent. These are mostly guys who were left over from Yuan Shu's force before we took their sorry asses out. Woo. Anyway, so probably the best thing that I can do on this turn is make sure that I have my absolute bestest ever generals, particularly the ones who are going to be able to really handle themselves in combat, are up in these cities bordering the Yuan Shao Corporation, pardon me. And what I'm realizing now is that I might have already started taking care of that in the last video. I've just kind of forgotten that I've already taken care of that. I've got Gan Ning. Zhu Huang has arrived. Of course, Jun Yu, who I'm in love with his tactic, that fire attack that he's got. And is that Jiang Yang? He's one of oh, that's right. I did get a few of Liu Bei's officers. I just didn't get the ones that we really wanted. And Wei Yan is up here too. Speaking of Liu Bei's officers, so these guys are all chilling out up here. They'll be ready for action. City here, I got Jihadun. I got Guojia. A couple of Caos, like Cao Ren is up here. They're usually pretty good. Cao Hong is not bad. Yeah, not like the absolute elite officers. Probably if I got a weak spot, it's going to be over here. Although I got Zhu Zhu over here, and Dian Wei, the two tigers. Who else is backing them up? There's no place where I don't have anybody competent at all. Might have over-concentrated the badasses here, because I got Cao Cao, Jihao Yuan, Cao Hong, who's a pretty damn good officer in his own right. Jia Zhu, Lu Bu. Yeah, might be over-concentrated with badasses over here, and not have enough over here, but what you gonna do, folks? What you gonna do? My thing I'm worried about now is, did I accidentally save after doing some stuff that didn't involve recording? And now I'm playing from a state that you guys didn't get to see me record from this state. That would be a mistake that I'm hoping I did not accidentally make. It appears that I've got somebody who's not working. Let's automate. And let's see. This guy's working the farm. I got a guy working the market. My draft has gone down, but considering how many troops I've got there, 57k. Yeah, Liu Zhang would have to basically throw us in. And Liu Zhang does now have 2 spots bordering Chang'an, so he could bring a full force plus reinforcements to attack. But at this point, I got 57,000 troops there, and that would be like, yeah, he'd have to bring. He's got 100,000 troops total, but they're spread. I mean, he'd have to concentrate everything he's got here, and I do not believe he has Unless I'm mistaken, which is possible. No, never mind, I am mistaken. He has an alliance with Liu Zhang, so he doesn't have to worry about Liu Zhang. So no, it's possible that even with 60,000 troops defending it, Chang'an might come under attack. So to be on the safe side, I probably want to concentrate on the barracks, as opposed to moving guys to farms and stuff. So this will... Although I really do like the idea of having somebody working the farm. So I'll leave the markets be, because haven't been starved of gold at all. Now, I'm a few videos ahead of what's been posted, but not too far. Somebody suggested I take out Ma Teng before the alliance with Yuan Shao could run out. Obviously, that didn't happen. Ma Teng is, however, fucked. Zhang Ren here, whatever his name is. I always forget his name, but he's, I believe he's the guy who, he planned the ambush that took the life of Pang Tong. He was one of the very best, one of the very best officers of Liu Zhang. He's basically the one who gave Liu Bei's forces their most headaches as they tried to take over Shu, and ultimately he refused to join Liu Bei, even though he was, Liu Bei tried to hire him because the guy's like really good at his job, but ultimately he refused. This is a place where I just got more people than we know what to do with. I've got 12 officers up here because I moved elite military type officers here. So, yeah, you're not really going to be much of a military officer, and you're not awful at that role, but we don't really need you. Actually, Chang'an. We know that we need people over there because there's 12 facilities. What could you be working on? You could be trying to hire Meng Da. Actually, what skills have you got? You got the find skill. You also have the find skill. I could have you searching. In the vague hopes that you'll find an awesome hidden treasure. And the guy who had been searching for objects, well, you just don't have the find skill, buddy. What are you up to, friend? Could be trying to hire Meng Da, but it's such a long shot. Let's just get you searching for hidden items too. Did we say that you had the find skill, or yeah, you have find. Okay, for a minute I freaked out, thought I accidentally put somebody with higher on it. Yeah, people have noticed that I've got, like, all of my cities have frickin' got nobody with the find skill here, so screw it. Like, all of my flippin' cities have, we'll get you to work on that, and we'll put what's her face here to work on the market that you were formerly at. Yeah, like, all my cities have gotten messages about hidden treasure, and I'm just not searching for it. And I don't know if people get frustrated by that or what, but alright, so continue to concentrate on building up lots of troops. You have the find skill, so unless you can hire officers, and you can, so let's get you to work actually on an item search. Cool. And then we will re-automate. And still nobody's bothering to work with the plot. Well, I got 7 guys that work here. That's kind of interesting. Jushen is not interested in working for us. Well, I don't have anybody with a high enough intelligence score to win him over, I guess. Well, you just search for whatever then. Go back to, yeah, just what you were doing, I suppose. This city must be showing off. I must have moved officers away from here. I probably had some good military officers here to keep an eye on since... this is the same deal. I probably don't have anyone here outside. Oh, no, I do, actually. Oh, what do you know? Alright, well... Anybody with the fine skill? No. I could, if I really cared, I could move around so that the officers with the fine skill, there's no city that has more than one of them, and all the ones that I've got are searching for treasure, but too much work. I'm surprised with all these good officers, nobody has the fine skill. You are trying to hire this guy, which is a long shot, but don't have anything better for you to be doing. All the barracks here and the guard station are all being worked. I moved to leave people out of here, and everybody here has got something constructive that they're working on. You have the fine skill, not the higher skill. Let's get Jiajua here searching for treasure. I didn't see where. Yeah, there's no officer you could search for. You could search for Mengda. Cao Cao could try to hire Mengda. That might be fun, but... I do not have a raid tactic. I'm mildly surprised by this, but it's my own fault. Didn't get that going. Let's see, it's been a while since I played. It might... Give you guys a little more treasure. Make sure everybody's happy. And I think we can just end our turn now. There's no secret plan. We'll see what happens. We got no policy, folks. Or somebody's got no policy. Yuan Shao just used Rally, or he researched Rally. He's going to be gaining troops at a pretty great rate. And something happened with Reyes. Wang Lang's up to something. Chang'an officers arrived at Runan, or officers arrived at Chang'an from Runan. Yang Fu's got some bamboo and the sword. Jiajua's redacting stuff. Something happened that I double-clicked by mistake. Somebody couldn't hire... Jiao Chan failed to hire whoever that is. Wang Yi's got stuff going on. Other things I can't translate. Barrack had a particularly good month. News warning us about stuff. Alright, so let's distribute everybody automated. And looking good. We got somebody working everything. We have a free officer here. Yeah, we got a bunch of new people hanging around on the scene here. Should be able to hire Liu Pi. So let's get going on that. Forget this buried treasure crap. We got Liu Pi to hire. He's more important than buried treasure. Meantime, you can work this, although I don't imagine you'll be doing very much good. It'll give you something to do. We also have petitions that we can hear from the peoples. To avoid being laughingstocks of future peoples, we should do something about those petitions, but not right this second. Somebody's already working on hiring Liu Pi, but just to make sure that it happens, we'll get 2 people working on that. Meanwhile, I'm second-guessing whether I don't want Cao Cao to take a stab at hiring Mengda. He's got a 20% chance. Yaruzo. What if you took over that farm? Would you be better at that? Then no, you would not be better at that. The guy's already doing it. Could have Joshua building siege wappets, but I think we're okay right now. You could be hunting for this guy, Yanru. Oh, why not have you hunting for Yanru? You know, I just changed my mind completely. I'm not worried about the treasure. Anybody who can, even if they've got a very slim chance of finding an officer, we're going to try to find officers with anybody who can find officers. Or higher officers, excuse me. Yeah, we're not gonna waste time trying to hire Yuan Shu. He's never going to work for us, and I'm okay with that, really. Now, I shouldn't let the gold build up. I should be using the gold that's in my possession. I don't remember who this guy is. He doesn't seem interested in working for us either. I feel like I've had him on my side in previous sorry, not LP, but off-screening action. But I'm not sure now if that was may not have been playing as Cao Cao. Somebody idle, somebody is idle. Meanwhile, Jiao Chan is the finder of lost loves. And she can't hire Chen Gong. Nobody can hire Chen Gong. Chen Gong doesn't want to work for us. Because Cao Cao committed some pretty heinous acts. And Chen Gong was like right there. He didn't think it was cool, folks. He was not down with what Cao Cao is up to. He does not smell what the hero of chaos is cooking. So we got the find skill. Well, didn't we just get done saying we want to have more people with this skill? Jiao Chan is currently chilling out. Just a famous officer that I happen to remember is searching. So let's let her look for bargains. I mean, she's a woman. They love shopping, right? Come on, that's the ladies. They love shopping. Perhaps she's shopping for shoes or talking about boys. Doing one of those other. I'm sorry, folks. I'm really punch drunk right now. So I'm saying random, silly cliches about women. But it appears that she successfully learned how to find stuff, so that's cool. Meanwhile, someone has been telling me... Oh, I forget what Heavy does. Someone was telling me on the Scholars of... I can't remember forum. Shenzhou or something. It's the forum from the Conming.net website. And they had some threads that described some details of this game that I probably should have read before I started playing, but I wasn't aware of them. That some people get there's special things in combat for people who have war and leadership skills at like 90 or 100 plus and whatever. So it's not a bad idea to try to actually max that stuff. Which would mean it's potentially a good idea for me to actually work on those, even with people who are already pretty close to being maxed. But let me see if the heavy skill is something I'm interested in. Increase damage against gates and bases. That actually would be pretty good. If he doesn't already have that, I'll give it to Cao Cao, because he tends to be my guy who is using siege weapons anyway. He's already got it. What about, there's a lot of other guys who'll be using in battle. Lu Bu, for example, he's already got it. What about, Jihao Yuan might not be a bad choice. What about Jianzhu? He's got it already. Interesting. Seems like a lot of my best guys already have this skill. Jihao Yuan? He does not have it. Then again, I've got like a bunch of guys in this city already have it. What about over here? Gan Ning, have you got it? Gan Ning doesn't have it, I'll give it to him. He does not have it. So let's give Gan Ning the skill that will mean he's doing more damage against walls in case he should ever find himself attacking walls. Which is something I can easily see happening. If I don't have siege weapons, or I just want a siege weapon and troops to all be working simultaneously on the same target, prepare the wall gunning, and he's got the heavy skill, so that's pretty sweet. We do not yet have the new strategy that we've been working on, which means there's really not a whole lot for us to do on this turn. Our truce time with Liu Biao is really not going to last much longer, frankly. Probably wasn't worth the trouble to set up. Oof. So he could be a bit of a pain in our butts. Accidentally double-clicking like crazy. This mouse is starting to go. Cao Cao, Liu Biao, something. Fiscal policy from Wang Wang over there. Sun Tzu using the fiscal policy. Cao Cao, Liu Yao, raise. Cao Cao, Liu Yao, infantry damage. And somebody is, the same person who was telling me all the other neat new factoids from the Scholars of Blank forum. The Scholars of Blank, Charles Nelson Riley. I said Hinder. Match game, folks. Yeah, the same person who was giving me info about how, special stuff happens if your unit leader is a leader of 100 or a war of 100. Apparently infantry damage, which I wasn't quite sure what that meant, that means damage against walls. Siege damage. So that's your regular attack plus, it's against other units, defenses, defense, obviously, and then damage, as opposed to being damage inflicted on units, damage inflicted on walls and gates. That makes sense. I live in fear of the fact that... oh, that's the reason I've got a city with 3 officers that didn't appear to be working. I think he found treasure. Yeah, Chan found some gold. This guy can't hire whoever I sent him to hire. So yeah, that was why I had 3 guys who appeared to be idle. They were working on the raid strategy, probably. And they were in this city, so let's go ahead and use plunder. Plunder will allow me to plunder Sun Tzu, Liu Yao, Liu Zhang, but most importantly, a couple of Yuan Shao cities. Let's get that awesome Thunder Dragon going. Cao Cao use plan. Cao Cao use plan. Now that the central building of my city is becoming electrified, nobody will be able to attack it with ground troops, right? Yeah. Anybody who tries to go in there will just get, like, shocked and killed. Shocked and awe. Liu Zhang is stunned by this news. That his good friend Cao Cao, who he hates, is now raiding his territory. Let's go to court. Cao Cao has a notion on how to get this thing improved. So do 2 other officers, but no, seriously, you gotta go with Cao Cao. Intelligence 108, and the Emperor wets his pants in fear when Cao Cao approaches. Cao Cao is going to be able to, going to be the one who's going to be able to get the Emperor to acquiesce to whatever the hell it is we're saying. And it increased the effect of plunder policy to 8 turns. Let's get right back to work on plunder, using the same officers so we don't have to reassign them. Over 0 is fastest. Thank you, friend. I still live in fear that any time now, Yuan Shao is going to use the cut road policy, and one of these cities is going to get attacked by 200,000. I mean, this city's got 60,000 troops. If he uses cut road and attacks, he's still going to have us outnumbered 4-1. There's going to be a certain amount of attrition type of fighting going on here. At some point, Yuan Shao is going to attack us with a huge force, but even if he takes the city that he's attacking, we just need to make sure that we inflict like massive casualties. And people have already noted, if I can take out Yuan Shao without trouble, the rest of China is going to be like an easy raffle stomp. TM, Grimmeth Reaper. There will definitely be a fairly lengthy, but also probably fairly uneventful, or at least unchallenging. I'm blanking on the term I always used to use. The cleanup, the mop-up phase. I mean, because none of these forces really have what it takes to defend themselves against me. But the potential is there for the fight against Yuan Shao to devastate my forces to the point where, oddly enough, Liu Zhang is the one who's looking the most threatening, possibly Liu Biao. They're allied against each other. Liu Biao can swallow up Sun Tzu's territory and get some of his better officers. Theoretically, Liu Biao could become a threat if Yuan Shao weakens me sufficiently. Right now, however, things are looking pretty good, and I'm going to call it a video. When we come back, folks, I honestly, I really don't want to draw first blood against Yuan Shao. Maybe I should. Maybe it's a mistake to let him pick what our first contest will be. But right now I'm thinking I've got higher draft going in my border cities. Let's see, almost 3,000 draft. Ooh, only 1,300. That's not good. About 2,000. Ooh, still not good. But I've 4,000. Wow. That was like 502 there. Yeah, I'm drafting more troops per turn than he is. So, in one sense, putting off the confrontation because I've got more economic potential than he's got. Putting off the confrontation, I'm pulling further and further ahead. But in another sense, if I let him pick the first battle, he's going to pick one that's to his advantage. We'll have to see, folks. And I hope you'll tune in next time. First battle in a while, it feels like. First video in a while, it feels like there was no combat. But I don't think the peace is going to last. We'll see how long it lasts next time, folks. I'm Mysterious JG. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.